and gentlemen, and welcome back to Great Taz Gaming YouTube channel with me, your host, Great Taz. Now, today we're going to do another game review, but before we go ahead and do this game review, I would like to take a moment to speak on my laziness, I guess you could call it, or unpushing. Now, as last week you would have gotten for the King, and I said in the beginning of 2021, I wanted to do one game review a quarter. That kind of fell through due to a lot still suffering from the pandemic of 2020 and stuff like that. Getting time and stuff like that all around to figure everything out is a different story. So what I am going to do is this one's being released a week after that one, and then in 3 months from roughly this time frame, I will hopefully have another one up for another game. What the game will be, I'm not quite sure yet, but enough with that. Now, since we skipped all that, let's get on with the game review, shall we? All right, today we're going to be talking about Railway Empire. All right, now this is not a hack and slash RPG survival type of game that you may have seen on here, which, you got Battletech, but Amorgris there too, which is a very off-type breed game. Like I said, I'm a variety gamer and I like to try different games and stuff like this. Now, this is a strategy simulation, a management, it's a train game. In Railway Empire, you'll create an elaborate and wide range of rail network, purchase over 40 different types of model trains with extraordinary detail, and the detail is great. Buy and build train stations, maintenance buildings, factories, tourist attractions, and yes, I am reading what is on the screen here, and keep your travel network great. Basically, I think it's kind of a shorter time period of like Railroad Tycoon. Railroad Tycoon was a game that I really enjoyed, and that's why I actually picked this up. Now you can see there's some very intricate in this picture here. There's some very intricate tracks right in here with a bunch of circle tracks and some craziness going on. Now I haven't got that far, and I have not got the 99 million credits yet, but there are different ways to play this game, and we'll go over them once we get into the game. So as you can see here, there's a bunch of different pictures on here. The detail, the graphics in this game are superb. I enjoy this very much. There is tracks going over, looks like a Grand Canyon, bunch of more crazy tracks going on there. There's a lot you can do with this thing. Now, learning the game takes a little bit, but there is a good learning curve and through the basic campaign. So as we come down here, we're going to go ahead and do like we did last time and look for the system requirements. Now, the system requirements is a 64-bit operating system, which is also recommended, and it's the operating system is Windows 7 Pack 1 or higher. So, and it doesn't include Windows 8, which is kind of weird in here, which is kind of weird, I would expect. That's both the recommended and required, or the minimum. The minimum is an Intel 750, i5, or an AMD Phantom 4 X4. And then the recommended is an i5 2400 series or better, and an ADM FX 4100 series or better. RAM, they would say minimum is 4 gigabytes. They recommend 8. And for graphics card, basically, if you buy a computer nowadays, you're going to end up with a GTX 680 or a Radeon HD 7970 or better. So you're not really overly worried with that. And then let's see, we got a little bit more here. DirectX 11, 7 gigabytes of space, DirectX compatible sound card with the latest drivers. All right, and you can see here there's quite a bit on their Steam page. That is what we're looking at right now, all about the game. And there's a bunch of different download packs that you can get here. As you can see, there is a Japan one, Australia one, a Northern Europe, Germany, France, Great Britain and Ireland, the Andes, the Great Lakes, and Mexico. Now, these are all, of course, you have to purchase, and as you can see right now, they're all either $8, $8 to $10 a piece. So there's a bunch more downloadable content that you can get with this. Now, I'm also their developers are actually playing right now, so we're not going to watch that there. But as you can see, there's quite a bit to the game. It is a quite fun game if you enjoy trains and stuff like that. I had, when I was younger, I had model trains and all that. So why don't we go ahead and switch on over to the game itself right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, here is the game. We're going to go right through the intro of the game. This is what will load up when the very first time that you actually load the game in. And you can see here, it shows you some different trains here in the front, some Indians attacking, different channels. You can see the town in the background there slowly, you know, getting bigger and bigger and bigger. They added a second track, got a robber on top, you know, a bunch of trains flowing back and forth, and the town's still growing up, and then they slow down and show you some more trains. They did a really good job on the intro of this game, and the actual game itself, the graphics I won't say are this, but they are pretty good, and we'll see some of that in here in a moment once we get into the game. And here we have it, the Railway Empire. So once you first load in, of course, you got to go through all the loading and all that stuff, but it is right here. All right, now here they have a news saying right down here in the bottom. All right, they thank you for playing, and then it goes through all the other packs that you can download right here. To get rid of the news thing, all you have to do is click the X, of course. Now, also on this page, you can email them or get their newsletter. You can sign up for their newsletter. You can go to their Facebook, Twitter, Twitch, and even their YouTube channel themselves. Also on here, you can load a new game, which I have a game going on right now. You can do the campaigns. Campaigns is the best place to start. You have a bunch of different scenarios, free mode, sandbox mode, challenges. You can edit maps. You have your options, your contributors, and then end is also your exit. Now, in your options, I highly suggest going in here and getting used to all your controls. This will let you know all this. You can turn your subtitles on and off. All right, and you got all these options, your controls right here, and it will go through you and tell you your graphics right here, all this here. It does have an FPS limit, and then your sound. Of course, I have the music turned down because, again, like I said in other reviews, I like to be able to hear the sounds. I don't want to hear the overabundance of loudness from music. What we're going to do is we're just going to start the first campaign, and we're going to play with that. But before we do that, we're going to look at some of the others. Sandbox mode, right here, you can go to a lot of different areas and play. You have all these different areas in the north, and then you have the whole North America and Mexico. Now, the other things you'd be buying would be actual, I believe, and then you can get a random map also. And this goes to the same basically for any of the boxes. Like free mode, you go into also, and it gives you different better scenario modes. Have different scenarios that you can play through. All right, this is locked. Not sure how you unlock it. You got to buy it from the shop. So this is one of the ones you can see, but you can't get to because you have to buy it from the shop. So the North American one is the only one that you can actually play for now, unless you buy the extra packs. All right, so that's the free mode, the scenarios. Okay, that's where we just were at now. And then the campaign is the North American campaign, and there's nowhere else to go. As you can see, I already started chapter 1 and I'm on chapter 2, but we're just going to go back here, and it gives you ratings when you finish zones right here. I completed an officer manager. If I would have completed, there was 11 tasks I needed to complete. I only completed 10 of those, so I missed it by 1. You can always go back and play them later. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the Great Plains. I think this should start it all over again. We're going to see right here in a second. All right, once you click continue, it comes up with your different starting thing. Because this is a campaign, you can't really change anything other than the pause mode. And the pause mode has different things. Manual, you can hit the space bar to pause it. Trainiac, It never pauses unless newspapers or offers are displayed. And you receive a bonus to your rating if you do it that way. And then normal, this pauses when you're building track signals, buildings, and bulldozer in the bulldozer mode. So if you're in the track building, building buildings, or the bulldozer modes, you can actually pause it. So we're going to go ahead and continue. And as you said, see right down here, Thomas Clark Durant, a visionary in charge of the Union Pacific, will assist you. Now the goal here is to get from Omaha all the way over to here, building a track. We're going to play a little bit through this, and we're going to allow the computer to say it. Now you have right now no way to change what type of character selection you have. You can only play an industrialist. You can change your name, but you can't change your company name yet. You could probably do this in the free and open mode. We'll take a quick gander at that.
63. On the banks of the Missouri River, the last chapter in the monumental undertaking of the Transcontinental Railroad began.
Here is a bunch of little things in here like this that will tell you a little bit about each chapter or scenario that you're actually doing. So we're just going to skip this because these take a moment or two. So we're just going to skip that. All right.
Greetings. My name is Thomas Clark.
This is a picture taking of Thomas Clark.
We will go down in history as the ones who created the Transcontinental Railroad. And that, my friend, is your job as chief engineer.
All right. He's going to teach you basically how to do a lot of this.
Some politicians in Washington. First, you should familiarize yourself with the basic controls.
All right, basic controls, AWSD. We'll do that. You can scroll,
zoom function,
or
you can
R
also
and F.
Rotate the camera. Give it a try.
Q and E.
Now you know
right there.
The basic controls. Your first
which is
task
easy.
Is to create a rail connection.
It gives you tasks, which are right up here. They're not here yet. All right.
Both cities will need a station for this.
So
you already have a station in Omaha,
and then in the game, it will give you a bunch of these things like you can actually watch right here, and it shows you how you got to go about building actually stuff like this. This shows you here a little bit on how you build it. Now, they say is city stations are built near the city center. All buildings can be rotated in place before. So you see in the center is the green area there. That's the center. You can actually put it dead center. You don't have to put it on the edge. They say if the closer you put it to more houses, the more people you will actually have. So we'll get rid of that. So we need to build a small station over here in Norfolk. We're going to go ahead and do this. Zoom in a little bit, move over a little bit, and we're going to... What's this? We're going to build it down here. Now you can see this has a circle. That's a circle basically of influence. And that's what we want. Norfolk looks good right there.
Now the two stations need to be connected with
tracks.
All right.
Now, again, it shows just that we can watch the video.
Now plan the tracks between the stations in Norfolk and Omaha.
You want to click there
to do this,
and
select
there.
the two station tracks one after the other.
You
then
can get a point.
Track planning.
And move it around like this to put little more curves and stuff in it like that. Now, you do have a price point, as you can see over here on the right. It shows you the construction. We'll go with a 100-mile track, and we'll build that right there. Now we need
train.
We need to
set up a rail line between your stations.
Need to buy a train.
Your train only exists on paper. It's not much use to you without a locomotive.
He tells you a lot about this and tells you how to do it. I'm just going to speed through it.
Should stop at. Now
all right,
join your two
and then there you go. The train is set, ready, and go. Now, if you look in the mini map, there's a lot of these center here. These plus towns information, you can build stuff in them. So sometimes building into them is good. You can get like, oh, there's wheat, corn over here. There's salt, copper, there's cotton. Now you can build different stuff in these towns. All right. And you come in here and you can build different, like wheat can be turned into beer, cows can be turned into meat and leather, weaving factories. Now you can't build these yet because I'm not quite sure, but we're gonna waste 200K just for the hell of it. Not. All right. Every locomotive needs speed, so we got to go back over here. We got to build this supply tower, and it's telling us to build it right here.
Very
so that's
good.
where we're going to go.
Your train is now traveling between Omaha and Norfolk.
Now we'll let the
But
train
you can
start
do
traveling.
even more. Each city needs goods from the surrounding area. For
Yep.
example, every city needs corn.
And
Look,
there's
there
corn
is
down
a
here.
corn farm near Omaha.
So
Until now, the
wants us
corn
to
has
build.
made it to the city in the conventional way.
So it's going to want us to
but
build
we want to change
a.
that. Now construct a rural train station in the marked location with a corn farm within its radius.
We'll put it right here, like so. See, and now it's in the radius means you can't be in the green circle at your outer point, but you can be. You got to be within a certain distance right there. As you can see, the edge has to actually edge of the white has to actually hit that. The closer you build it, the easier in the long run it will be.
Now connect the
So
new
we
rural
need
train
to
station
connect.
to the station in Omaha.
We need to connect these stations up. Like so. That looks like a decent
And
track.
now things are getting tricky as we have
All
to
right.
deal with the logistical problem.
So now it's going
As
to show us
Norfolk
how
should
to
also
build
enjoy fresh corn, there will
tracks.
soon be
We already
two
seen
trains
that.
traveling on the stretch of track between Omaha and Norfolk. Of course,
Right.
this will then result in a conflict.
So we're going to need to build a
Since trains
secondary
cannot
track.
travel through each other, you'll need a side track between Omaha and Norfolk.
So we're going to build a
consists
nice.
of one parallel track and two signals. First, create a side track. It needs to be at least long enough for a fully loaded train.
So we'll go here, off to a little bit like so, all the way down through here, and then right there. And then we'll build that.
Excellent.
There we go.
However, your trains won't necessarily use the sidetrack, as they generally always take the shortest route.
Now
For
he's
this
going to tell us
reason, you
about
also
how
have to
using
specify the
signals.
direction of travel on each parallel track. Now,
And there's a
open
video.
building construction mode and set up a signal in the highlighted area
See,
pointing
this
in
is
the
going to tell you,
direction of the
show you
switch.
how to do
Trains
directional
will then be able
signals.
to stop here when the signal track is in use. Excellent. Now do the same on the parallel track.
So it tells
so
you,
that
and then
each
you can make it
parallel
where
track
it's a
has
single
different
directional,
direction. Place a
one-way
signal
only
in the
track.
highlighted
So
area
like
and
so,
block the track
as
to
you can see
trains
right here,
coming from
and
the
it's a
opposite
bunch of things.
direction.
Now there is a lot of it teaches you in this game on how to play it. Now we can get rid of that, and there's a lot more going on. So what we're going to do is, I don't really need this. I've already completed it, so we're just going to quit it. Yep. I just want to quit the game. And now back to the main menu. We're going to check out, now that's the campaigns. Scenarios have different things. We're going to check out the free mode real quick. And we'll go with, now there's different time periods that you can play each and every one of these. All right, so you can play from 1830 to 1930, the whole time period. You can play from 1830 to 1850, 1850 to 1870, 1870, 1890, 1890 to 1910, or 1910. Oh, we're now going to just take a look at this, and I've not played any free or any of the other modes. So here, you can set your initial capital city, your initial starting civic, Corpus Christi, Kansas City, Santa Fe. You can change it between big ones and little ones. All right, number of competitors you can have. 3 looks like the max. Your A-line level, hard, very hard, normal. Your rail networks, you can change that. And then you can go to the advanced, and here is all your other stuff that you can do. You can make it harder to build tunnels, cheaper to build. You can have mergers, refunds, stealing staff, all this stuff. And then all you got to do is, of course, you know.
Isn't my uniform fabulous? I designed it myself.
All right. Now here you can actually change to different type of people to play as. Right, they all have different
all around our
Are you a man
So,
or a mouse?
and then you can go ahead
This is
and
no
change your
time to
name,
hesitate.
and then any chance you can change your company name right there. And this tells you your ups and downs.
Your search is over.
Don't ask questions about my business. The less you know, the better.
They each have ups and downs.
The rest are just gold diggers who don't have a clue about how this business works.
Ups and downs.
You're not
All right.
seriously considering these other nitwits, are you?
It doesn't matter what you do, just do it with style.
I always tell the truth, even when I'm lying.
All right, so you get
Strong
different
leadership.
things.
According to
I didn't advise.
I like
Total
this guy
clues,
here,
these
and
are
we'll just
clues.
change the name,
What was I saying?
and we'll call it the Tasmanian.
There's no way to halt the progress of technology.
All right. And as you can see here, we start
This
in
time
here.
you have to deal with 3 rivals. Pay attention to your task list if you want to achieve a higher rating.
All right, as you can see here, 3 rivals in 3 different spots. We have a task list right here that we have to complete. Armadillo City. We're trying to find Armadillo City. All right. This guy's already got a rail line going. That guy's already got a rail line going. Armadillo City right here. So that's one of our tasks right there, is to make that connects 4 rural stations, transport grains, a load to town. You got all these that you have to complete within certain time periods, just like that. And as you can see, the time's already ticking away. With that, we're just going to go ahead and exit to the main menu. So there's a lot you can do with this game that makes it really fun and interesting. And with the downloadable content right here, all these DLCs, that increases even more. That's 8 more areas that you can open up, and new locomotives and stuff to look. But with that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, I do like the game and I do recommend it. If you like trains, it's a very fun game. If you like strategic games, it is a fun game. It's not like a real-time, it is a real-time strategy game, but it's not like building troops and going to destroy other stuff. It's a different type of strategy. If you like building games, this could kind of build into that too, also because you are building an empire and stuff like that. But with all that being said, I'm going to get out of here. But before I do, if you like this video, please make sure to click that like button. It does help out the channel and get others to see this, and it tickles that little algorithm that, you know, YouTube has going on there. If you're not a subscriber and want to keep up with my game reviews, quarterly game reviews, which I'm going to try to keep on this time, make sure you click that subscription button and click that notification bell from occasional to always, to make sure you get instant notification of all my new uploads, whether it be Minecraft, World of Tanks, or another fine game review. I also stream here on YouTube from time to time, so if you click that subscription button, that will also help you get notification of when I stream. I right now only currently have 2 points and times when I'm scheduled, since I work a 12-hour swing shift. The day before I have to go in on nights, I stream throughout the night, so you can catch me then. I don't have any other scheduled times because my life is very a hectic life. I hope to, in the future, get that on more of a flattened, even plane, but we will see. But with that all being said, ladies and gentlemen, this is Great Taz. I'll see you again soon. I'm up, and I'm out. See ya.